Hello everyone, in this tutorial we're going to create this tool, which is a backup tool. So we're going to choose the source folder and then destination, its file name, and also if you want to compress it. Let's browse to any folders, an example this folder. Those are the folders that I'm going to backup inside the zip file. And then I want to choose the destination. Let's set this destination as an example. And let's call it sprites or pixel art or sprites. And then let's press backup. And now we got a pop-up called file created. Okay, now we can exit, and if we go to the folder destination, so this is the folder destination and here's the zip file that we created. And as you can see, this is the folder individual sprites, and then all the files are here, all the images are here. So let's get started. We'll begin with the basic template. So we created the layout. Those are empty. First, we just imported the OS module because we need to access some file path. And we need the zip file to create our zip, and also shuttle in order to use its move method to move that zip file into another location, and PySimpleGUI to create our graphic user interface. And here we created a window, and inside a while loop for progressive window, we read our window and then checked if event is equal to exit, and also if we press on the X button of a window. So we haven't created this button yet, but we will create it. If this event happens, it will close and also break from the while loop. Let's get started. We're going to create a text, so sg.t, and let's call it source folder. And also I want to add a size. Let's set the size to 15 and 1 here, and then I need to specify the input for I, and here we're going to specify also a key. Let's call it source folder, and then we're going to add the browse folder, so sg.folder browse, and we can add a size. Let's say 12:1, and let's see. Okay, there's a mistake here. Oh, there's two parentheses. And here, okay. So when we open this one, okay, we need to close it here. Okay, let's run it. Okay, amazing. So it's going to be the same for the second one. I'm going to change just the label here and also the key. So here, destination folder. Instead of source, I'm gonna say destination. And that's it. Let's run it again. Okay, amazing. Okay, the last one is closely the same, but we're gonna remove the button here. And let's say here file name, and here file name as key. And also I'm going to add a checkbox here. So sg.cb, we're going to add the key or a string first, so compress or compression. Let's call it compression. Let's run it. Okay, amazing. Now we're going to add a label here, so sg.t, let's call it file list. And here we're going to add our list box, so sg.list box. So the values are going to be an empty string. We're going to add a key. Let's call it list box. And also going to change the size. So 80:15. Let's run our code. Okay, amazing. And the last thing, I'm going to add two buttons for backup and exit. Here sg.b for button, and then let's call it backup. And we're going to change the color, button color. Let's say green, and also the size, make it a little bit longer. Let's say 10 or 12, 1. Okay, the last one is the exit. And color, button color is equal to red. Okay, I think it's too small, so I need to increase the size. So size, let's say 10, 1. Okay, a little bit big, so 8. Yeah, much better. Okay, now before I continue, because I need to change something here, I want here inside the input of source folder, I want to enable event is equal to true. Okay, now what we are going to do, let's run our code and let's select a folder, for example this folder. As you can see, we get this is the key and the values, and inside the values we get the source folder and we got the path here. And what we want to do right now is we want to update all those files that are inside this folder, all the images that are inside this folder, and put them inside the list box. So to do that, we're going to use an if statement here. So if event is equal to source folder, which means we choose the file. So we're going to do window and then access the list box key, list box dot update, and here we need to access the file names, and to do that we need to create a variable here. So let's call it fname is equal to, we're going to use the OS module. The method that we're going to use is called os.listDir. So listDir, this method will return a list, and inside it requires a path. So when we put the path to this source folder, it will get all the file names inside the list, and we can also print it if we want, print fname. And let's comment this one. Now let's do values, and let's copy this one. And if we run our code, let's choose a folder. As you can see, this is the list, fname list. We get all the images here. So now are going to update by the fname here. Fname. And now if we run our code, choose a folder, now we can see all the files inside this list box. Okay, now let's work on the backup button. So when we press on the backup button, what's going to happen? First, we're going to check if all these inputs are filled. If it's not filled, it will show up a pop-up saying that it's not filled. So let's do that. Else if event is equal to backup. So I'm not using a key, I'm just using the name of the button. So here we're going to check if the source folder is empty. Say if values so if it's empty, I want to create a pop-up. So su.popup, and let's say enter a source folder. We're going to do the same with others for the destination and file name. So here, instead of, let's just copy the keys here. Source folder, destination, And for the name, file name, enter destination. Okay, let's try it. Okay, enter source folder. Enter destination folder. Backup. Enter file name. Okay, it's working. Now, in the else, we're going to do what's going on after we press on backup. First, we're going to create some variables. Let's create a variable called source path. We're going to store the path or the first input, the source folder. So values, and here let's copy this source folder path and store it inside this variable, and also we need the file name. Where's the file name? Yeah, this one. We also need a folder name. This is a folder name, not the folder path. So what I want is, let's comment this one. Let's run our code. Let's take a source folder, for example, this one. What I want to get is this folder, individual spots, the last folder. I want to get the name of this folder. And to do that, we're going to use the OS module. So the method is called os.path.base name, and inside it we're going to say values and set to source folder. So here we're going to get the name of the last folder in the path, and also we're going to create a variable called compress, and let's set it to false because this checkbox is unchecked when we start the program or the tool. And then we're going to do if values, what's the key of the checkbox? Compression. Okay, if this returns true, we're going to say compress is equal to zip file dot. We're going to use this compression type, zip deflated. And now we're going to use the context manager in order to create our zip file. So with zip file, the name of the file, and then the name of the class, zip file. First we're going to specify the file name. I'm going to add the F key because we already added the file name here. So file name .zip. And I'm going to specify the mode as W for writing, and also the compression is equal to bcompress as F as an example. And here, in order to write to our file, we need to specify the file path. We need to specify the file path to those images. So first we're going to create a for loop for image file or image name. For image name in fname, if you remember it, this one, fname, it's a list. And here we're going to say file is equal to, so what we're going to do is, we already know the source path, but we also want to add, it's the source path is this way, user, folder 1, folder 2, folder 3. This is as an example. This is a source path, and the image name here as an example, hero.png. So what we want to do, we want to do both of them. We want to do this hero.png. That's the result that we want to store inside this variable file. And to do that, there is a method called join in the OS module. So os.path.join, and first is going to be the source path, and second one is the image name, and at the end we will get this this path. And now we can write those images inside our zip file. So f.write, and he'll specify the path, which is file. Let's remove these 3 lines. Let's run our code. Choose any destination, doesn't matter. Let's write sprites, compress, press backup, and see if there's no problem. It seems there's no problem, just exit and let's go to that folder. So this is our folder. As you can see, it's in the same folder where our Python file is. So if we enter, as you can see, the folders starts from the user until the last folder, which is a problem. We don't like that. We want to take it from this folder, individual sprites, and when you open it, you get your images. So we want to remove all those folders. How to do that? So to solve this problem or issue, there is a parameter here called arcname, and it needs a path. And to solve this problem, we need to add the path, to add adventure and then straight hero01.png. That's the path that we need to give him. And to do that, we need this folder name, which is the last folder of the source folder. So to get this result, we're going to use the join method, rs.path.join. And here we're going to specify the folder name and put a slash here. And here we're going to add the image name. Now it should solve that problem. Let's run our code again. Okay, there's 2 images here. Let's do another folder who has a lot of images. Okay, this one is much better. Destination doesn't matter because we haven't programmed it yet. File name sprite1, compress, press backup, exit. As you can see now, you get only 1 folder. When you open it, you get straight to the images. Now we need to move our file to the destination. And to do that, we're going to use the shutTil module. shutTil.move, we're going to use this method move, and it needs here a source and destination. It needs a source and destination. So for the source here, we need, which means the file path where that zip file is. So we're going to use the OS module to get the current working directory and then add the file zip path to it. So source file is equal to rs.get current working directory. But here we need to use the join method. So rs.path.join with the file name.zip and close the parenthesis. And now we should have the path till this zip file. And also we need the destination path. Destination, we do have it, so we can add it here. Destination path is equal to be values and add the key. Destination, where is it? This one. Destination path, and here source file. We can also print something, or just do sg.popup and let's say file created and moved to destination. Okay, select this folder, destination. Okay, let's add this adventure inside this adventure folder. Okay, let's write pixel art and press on compress and backup. Okay, we got a problem here. Type error. Can't mix strings and types in path. Can't mix strings and bytes in path. Component from none. Here we have line 47. Okay, line 47. os.path.join os.getCurrent working directory. Oh, current working directory. What's the B here? So I added an extra B. So let's do it again. That was this folder. Destination. Let's go to this adventure folder and compress and write pixel art. Backup. Okay, file created and moved. Okay, exit. Let's go to this folder. Okay, this is the adventure folder. Okay, this is the folder. As you can see, we created our zip file and also moved it to the destination that we want. Okay, so we finished this project. I hope it's understood. If you have any question, feel free to comment below.